We'll see now multiplication of vectors. First, the dot product of vectors, also called as the scalar product of two vectors. The dot product of two vectors A and B. This is the two vectors A and B. This is vector A and this is vector B. Inclined to each other at angle theta. This is angle theta. Is equal to the magnitude of the two vectors. That means when we are taking here the dot product of two vector, it must be equal to the magnitude of the product of the magnitude of the two vectors and the cosine of the smaller angles between the two vectors. Cosine, that means cos theta, and this theta is the angle between A and B. The two vectors are inclined to each other by angle theta, and here also one angle is there which is equal to 360 minus theta, and obviously by figure you can assume that the 360 minus theta must be more than 180 degree. So the theta will be the smaller angle. So the condition is that whenever we are taking the dot product of the two vectors, it must be equal to the magnitude of the two vectors and the cosine of the angle between them, but this angle must be the smaller angle. That means the angle maximum it can be 180 degree, but if it is more than 180 degree, we'll take another side of the angle, that is which is equal to less than 180 degree. Now come to here, scalar product of two vectors. Why we are calling this dot product as the scalar product of two vectors? Because whenever this dot product we are taking of the two vectors, the product which we obtain here, this product is always a scalar quantity. This product is always a scalar quantity. For example, you can see that we are taking the product of force and displacement. You know very well the force is a vector quantity as well as the displacement is also a vector quantity, but the resultant of these two is equal to work, and work is a scalar quantity. So here the force and the displacement both are vector quantities, but their product are the scalar quantity here, and that's why this type of product is called, this type of product means this dot product is called the scalar product of two vectors, because the multiplication of two vectors are giving here the scalar quantity, and that is why it is called the scalar product of two vectors. Okay, now look at here, when we are talking about this unit vectors, you can see this unit vectors I and J, J and K, K and I, all these are making 90 degree angle with each other because all are mutually perpendicular. Okay, so when we are taking the dot product of unit vector, suppose this is I dot J. Look at here. So I dot J will give us what? Will give us I, that means the magnitude of I which is equal to 1, the magnitude of J which is equal to 1, and the angle between these two is what? Cos 90 degree. And cos 90 degree, the value of cos 90 degree is equal to 0. So this will become what? I dot J, I cap dot J cap will become 0. Similarly, we can do for other vectors like I dot J, J dot K or K dot I, this will equal to 0. Even if we take, we'll change the order here. For example, like J dot I can write here, or K dot J, or here I dot K, then also you will get the value here 0. That means the unit vectors, if it is multiplied or we are taking the dot product of the unit vectors, so the value will become 0. Two different unit vector, then the value will become 0 here. Okay, but if we are taking for the same vector, for example, you can see here, if I am taking here I dot I, the magnitude is 1, the magnitude is 1, and this will equal to cos 0, because the angle between the same vector is what? 0 degree here. Okay, so what value it will give us? 1 dot 1, that means 1 multiplied by 1, that is equal to 1, and cos 0, the value of cos 0 is also 1 here. So we will get here I dot I is equal to 1. Similarly, j dot j equal to 1 and k dot k equal to 1. Okay, so this way we'll get the product here. Okay, now we'll consider the two vector here. We can see the two vectors in 2 dimension as well as in 3 dimension. So what will be the product in such case? Suppose I am taking here a vector A, which is equal to A1 I cap plus A2 j cap plus A3 k cap. This is in 3 dimension I am taking here. Okay, and B vector we are taking here as B1 I cap plus B2 j cap plus B3 k cap. Now if we'll take dot product of these two, A dot B, what we will get here? We will get A1I A2j plus A3k, this, and the dot product of it is B1I plus B2j plus B3k. Okay, now look at here. If we'll see, first of all, this A1 is multiplied with B1, it will give us A1 B1, and because I dot I is equal to 1 here, but A1 is multiplied by B2, so it will be A1 B2 and I dot J is 0 here. A1 I1 multiplied by B3 K, then again the value will be 0 because I1 dot K1 is 0 here. Okay, similarly for A2j, if I will multiply with this quantity, it will give the resultant in case of B2j only. For this and this will be 0 because j dot I is 0, j dot k is 0. So A2j is multiplied with B2j and the value will become what? A2 B2. Okay. Now similarly for this A3 B3. So this will be the resultant in case of the two vectors in 3 dimension, and if it is in 2 dimension, obviously A dot B will be what? A1 B1 plus A2 B2 this way. Okay. One more thing you can see here. As we are looking here and we said the product of two vector, dot product of two vector A dot B is equal to A B, the magnitude of A multiplied with magnitude of B and cos theta. Then what is cos theta? Cos theta is equal to here vector A, vector B divided by the magnitude of this vector A and vector B, this way. The magnitude of vector A and B. So if we have to find out the angle between the two vectors in case of dot product, we can find out in this manner: cos theta is equal to A dot B upon the magnitude of A multiply with magnitude of B here. Okay. And one more thing, if you see that the dot product of any vector, if it is A dot B, if it is 0, that means what? The angle between this vectors is 90 degree. Okay. So whenever the dot product of any two vectors are coming 0, so it will be perpendicular to each other. So if the question asks to us just to verify the two vectors are perpendicular or not, so in such case we'll take the dot product of that two vectors, and if it is 0 it will be perpendicular, and if it is not 0 it will be not perpendicular to each other. Cross product or vector product of two vectors. Cross product of A and B incline to each other at an angle theta. Look at here, these are the two vectors A and B inclined with each other with a small angle theta, is a vector whose magnitude is, if we are taking the dot product of these two vectors A cross B, that will be equal to what? A vector whose magnitude is the product of magnitude of the two vectors, that means the magnitude of these two vectors, and sine of a smaller angle, sine of, that means sine theta here. Okay, sine of smaller angle. And look at here, because it is said vector product of two vectors, that means obviously the product which we obtain by cross product of these two vectors, this quantity must be a vector quantity. So till now we are talking about the whatever the resultant we are getting here, or the product we are getting here, we are talking about the magnitude of that product, and the magnitude is equal to what? The product of two vectors magnitude and sine of their smaller angle, by which angle they are inclined. Okay, so this will give us magnitude. But what about direction? Because the resultant is a vector quantity, so obviously the direction would be there. And what about the direction? So the direction is perpendicular to the plane containing A and B, perpendicular to the plane containing these two vectors A and B. So here I am writing this as n cap. N cap is what? N cap is the unit vector in the direction where this resultant is obtained. For example, you can see here the two vectors we have taken here, A and B. The angle theta is there between these two angles. So if we are taking the A cross B, we will get this the perpendicular. Get the perpendicular if you consider this as a plane where the vector is, if you consider this as a plane. Okay, so we are getting the resultant of these two vectors cross product in the perpendicular direction of this plane. For example, if I say to you, you might have remember about the Fleming's left hand rule. Okay, what we are doing in that Fleming's left hand rule, you can see that we are mutually stretching this two finger and thumb perpendicular to each other of our left hand, and if this finger is indicating the magnetic field, this finger is indicating the electric current, so a force will be obtained here that will be in the direction of thumb. Now you can look very easily this thing. The magnetic field is a vector quantity, the electric field is a vector quantity, and the product or the product of these two is the resultant, and that resultant is what? That resultant is the force, and this force is in the direction containing the plane of these two, perpendicular to the direction containing the plane of these two vectors, this magnetic field and the electric field. So this plane you can watch here. Okay, so the resultant is obtained perpendicular to this plane. Similarly, you can see here also in this way. Okay, and this is called the Lorentz force. We can just give the example here also for like the Lorentz force. It is F, that is equal to Lorentz magnetic force. I am writing here Lorentz electric force, not this is Lorentz magnetic force here. So it will be equal to what? F. This is equal to QV cross B. QV cross B. What is V here? V is the velocity of the charge Q. Okay, so that will give the current, and this is B. Okay, magnetic field. So cross product of these two is force, and this force is called Lorentz force. So the cross product of two vector quantity is the resultant, and the resultant is also a vector quantity, and that's why it is called the vector product of two vectors. Okay, now you can find here, as in the figure I have mentioned, this is A cross B. This is equal to here A cross B in this direction, and this is the unit vector represented in this direction. But if I change the order, for example, if I have changed the order B cross A, if I am taking here B cross A, in such situation you can see that what happened. This is B cross A. Okay, so obviously the magnitude will be there. This is there. Okay, now you can see that when we are taking A cross B, the angle is what? From A to B, that is theta, and this is plus theta, because angle we are measuring from here to there in the anti-clockwise direction, this way. Okay, now if we'll see B cross A, so this time the angle theta will be this way. It can measure from B to A, and that will be negative. That will be negative because it is clockwise. So we can write minus theta here. So sine minus theta will be there. Okay, sine minus theta will be there, and this is equal to n cap, same way. Okay, now what you will find, this is B cross A is, we can change the order of this, no problem in this. Okay, we can, because these are the magnitude only, we can change the order. But we know that sine minus theta is minus sine theta. Okay, so we can write sine minus theta as minus sine theta. This is n cap. Now you can look this quantity. This quantity is same as this quantity here, that is equal to A cross B. That means the B cross A is equal to A cross B. Okay, minus A cross B. That means if we change the order of the vector, the resultant which we obtain upward here, now the resultant is obtained downward here. That means, like in the Fleming's rules also, if we change the order of these two, we can find, once we'll find this upward, and now we'll find what? In the downward direction, in this way. Okay, so in the cross product, A cross B is not equal to B cross A. A cross B is equal to minus B cross A. Okay, now look at here for the case of unit vector. If I am writing here I dot j, this is equal to magnitude 1 of I, magnitude of j cap is also 1 here, and sine theta, that sine theta is equal to what? Sine 90 here. So the value will come here 1. The value will come 1. Okay, and if I am taking j dot k, similar way I will get 1 here. So I can say similarly for all this, we can say here this is I dot j equal to j dot k equal to k dot I, this is equal to 1. Okay, when we are going here this way clockwise, sorry, anti-clockwise. Okay, now you will find, if I write this as j dot I, this as k dot j, and these as I dot k, what happened? In such case, we are now moving clockwise direction. That means this sine 90 is not 90 here. This time the sine minus 90 it will become. Sine minus 90 it will become. In such case, it will become minus sine 90. That means it is minus 1. It is what? Minus 1. So here it will come minus 1. Now what about I dot I, j dot j and k dot k? These are same vector, so angle between these is 0. Sine 0 will give us 0 here. Sine 0 is 0 here. Okay, so this is 0 here in this case. Now if we have to find out, look at here, I dot I, that means these are parallel. The angle between these two vector is 0. So if the angle between any two vector is 0 or the two vectors are parallel, then the resultant will be 0. If we have to find out whether the two vectors given to us are parallel or not, in such situation we will calculate the cross product of the two vectors. And if the cross product of the two vectors are coming 0, we can easily say the two vectors are parallel to each other. Okay, and how we are going to calculate the cross product, we'll see here in 3 dimension first. In 3 dimension, I have taken here a vector A, which is equal to a1i plus a2j plus a3k, and this is B vector b1i plus b2j plus b3k. And when we are taking the cross product of these two vector by the help of determinants, the maths students will read this in the maths syllabus, but the bio students will not read it, so they have to learn in this way only. The A cross B will write I, J, K, and the coefficient of I, J, K in case of vector A, the coefficient of I, J, K in case of vector B. Now whatever we have to means take out, like if we have to take out the resultant of the coefficient K cap. Okay, first of all we'll take out the resultant of the coefficient I cap here. Look at here, I cap. Okay, so in such situation what we will do, we'll leave this column, and multiply with this 2, that is A2 B3 and minus B2 A3, as you are doing in the cross product in the linear equation which you have learned in class 10th. That way only, this is leave this column of I cap and A2 B3 minus B2 A3, that will give us the coefficient of I cap. Okay, now for the J cap, we'll leave this column of J cap. Okay, and we'll write here again A1 B1, simply we'll write in this way. So A3 B1 minus B3 A1, A3 B1 minus B3 A1, and the J cap here. Okay, for K cap we'll leave this column, K column. Okay, then A1 B2 minus B1 A2. So A1 B2 minus B1 A2 here. Okay, A1, correct, it is A2, A1 B2 minus A2 B1. Okay, so this will be the resultant. This way we will calculate, and if this resultant is coming 0, A is parallel to B. Vector A is parallel to B. Now look at here for the 2 dimension. In 2 dimension, this is A cross B. We will write only Ij because A is A1I and A2J. B is B1I and B2K. We'll get the resultant in Z coordinate, Z axis, that is A1 B2 minus A2 B1 K cap. This much only for the 2 dimension coordinate. Okay, 2 dimension vectors. Okay, so this way we are going to calculate the dot product and the cross product.